want to bring in White House Chief Economist Austan Goolsbee with us from the Obama administration for their reaction. And, Austan, I know right in the break. We're trying to get you out of the way of that. I don't know what I don't know what is going on. I don't know if it's your joke on us or what, but that's the cement truck behind you.
Cement truck here. I'm not sure.
Right. The jobs are coming to you behind you. Okay, yeah. Austan, 9.8%, a reverse of what you want to see. What is going on? All along, the White House has been saying you're creating jobs. You're creating jobs. It's going backwards now.
Well, it's still the 11th straight month of private sector job growth. It was below what was expected and certainly below where we need it to be. I think it highlights, any given month they can be up, they can be down. Last month was above expected, this below. We have had some good news in various sectors, but we got a long way to go. And I think this jobs report highlights it's critically important that we extend tax cuts to the middle class, the Bush tax cuts and the Obama tax cuts, and that we not pull the rug out from under the unemployed that are searching for work, and we extend the unemployment benefits. I mean, at a moment like this, I think we're at a fragile spot, but we've got to grow our way out of this.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, Austan, because we're talking with Dean Mackey and other economists this morning who say, look, if the Bush tax cuts are let to expire, Dean Mackey says, for instance, that we could see a 1% drop-off in our GDP. If we do it across the board and extend them for between, 1 to 3 years or whatever, that is going to add to GDP. Every economist we've had on this program have said that extending them across the board is going to add. Can you hear me?
It's back. Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, Austan, let me just repeat it very quickly. If you are to extend those Bush tax cuts across the board, every single economist we talked to this morning says that is going to add to GDP.
Yes. Look, extending the tax cuts is critically important. Now, the very high income tax cuts are obviously the lowest bang for the buck. So the question is, do you want to extend the tax cuts for the first $250,000 of income? And 98% of Americans absolutely must, have to, extremely important. Extending the Bush tax cuts as well as the Obama tax cuts, making work pay, the American Opportunity Tax Credit, those things for people who need the money right now is critically important. On the very high income tax cuts, there isn't a rash unemployment problem among billionaires, and I think it's misleading to say, hey, we ought to go borrow $700 billion to extend tax cuts, which we know have very little immediate impact.
However, although some of those very same billionaires, like Warren Buffett and others, have said that we support raising taxes on the very rich. But we are talking about, of course, not the billionaires. We're talking about those who make above $250,000 and perhaps a million or so, or several million. They are the upper middle class, but they are the ones also creating the jobs. Why not give them a break? How big of a hit is that really going to be to the deficit?
Well, we know that extending those would cost, we'd have to borrow $700 billion. The high income tax cuts did not work the first time we did it. They're not going to work this time. Why borrow $700 billion to pay for tax cuts that are not going to go into the economy immediately? The jobs numbers today, I think, highlight we need to extend the tax cuts for the people who are going to use the money right now. And we need to extend unemployment benefits for the people who lost their jobs through no fault of their own and are searching for work. There are more than 5 unemployed people per job opening. That's the highest it's been in a very long time. And we've got to facilitate people searching for jobs.
Okay, then Austan, and then, okay, fine. At this point, do you expect that we will get some decision on these Bush tax cuts by the end of the year? Are you confident about that?
Boy, I really, really hope so. I'm not a legislative strategist. I'm just a policy guy. But I'm telling you, if they mess around and do not extend the tax cuts for middle-class Americans, we are not going to be in a good spot.
Austan, I'm going to leave you there because I know you've got a lot of noise behind you with that cement truck. That is Austan Goolsbee, the White House